All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to try to squeeze in a good viewer request here, all right? We're going to look at 4 stocks. We're going to look at Bets, NKLA, AMC, and Mullen, okay? So there's a bunch of things I like about the system I use. There's definitely one really big one that I don't like. I wish I had more decimals. So I'm actually using my phone in conjunction with this just so I can kind of explain my thoughts a little bit better. Because yeah, this down here says 0.01, this up here says 0.01. Clearly, we need more decimals behind this to make some good decisions, right? So I'm going to do my best to fill in the gaps with this. I don't understand why this thing has such crazy volume. I'm actually really curious, and I'm hoping to get that information from you. I will be real honest. I see why this one isn't doing what I think a lot of people want it to do, okay? So excited to talk about this one. NKLA, I've heard some really weird headlines on, and I actually don't know what the chart looks like. So I'm curious to see what it is looking like. And like I said, I've heard some really weird things about the CEO. I don't know what's real, what's not. I kind of don't care about news anyways, right? And then AMC and Mullen, I think, should be quick, and I think they're unfortunately kind of similar, unless Mullen's done some good things in the last couple of days that I don't know about. But yeah, AMC lost its all-time low support. Bad things always happen after that, and Mullen's actually done that a number of times, right? So yeah, I'm excited to talk about these 4, but before we go any further, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I've never covered this one, so I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines, and then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is so appreciated, all right? So let's get into it. And I really want to start with just simply asking, where is all the attention on this stock coming from, all right? Now, I definitely see the word Bit Brothers in it. I see that it's a restaurant, which really confuses me, right? But I kind of thought that Bit Brothers had something to do with Bitcoin, right? Or like crypto and stuff. And I've been talking about Marathon for a while, basically making an almost 3x run. I've been talking about Coin for a while, basically making a beautiful 2x. Is it 3? Yeah, this one was 2x run, right? Bets isn't doing any of that, right? Like, I don't know if this has anything to do with crypto, and if it does, I don't get why this one's going down while the others are going up. I really don't understand why it says the word restaurant right there. Again, I have no idea about 85% to 90% of the stocks I move my personal money on. Like, these colorful lines do a lot for me, more than what the company actually is, right? So I'm at least starting with, I don't know what the stock is. I don't really get it. And if you can let me know, I'd actually really appreciate it, all right? Let's talk about the technicals. And the one thing I want to do is zoom out, all right? Now, stock's been around for a little bit, but the one thing that I see is most of the time it's actually under most of the moving averages. Like, I can easily see that purple 200 almost every minute. I can easily see that 100 most of the time. Yeah, we're a little bit up. Yeah, we're a little bit up. Yeah, we're a little bit up. Generally under it all, right? And then from there, kind of the same thoughts on those. As we look at just this year alone, or last year, excuse me, 23, right? We come off a reverse split at the end of 22, and I mean, basically just crush it going down, right? Like, not the good crush, the getting crushed. So a lot of pain here. Actually, you're kidding me, going from over $1 to in this penny world, right? I think this is one of the biggest mistakes I used to make, is see the fact that it was $1.60, $1, what is this, $1.88, whatever. It was this big number last April, and it's so low that how can I not watch it go back up, right? You hear me say it, you see all this red, and you think to yourself, how can it not just go back up, right? Man, it doesn't happen more times than it happens. Believe me when I say that, all right? And the easiest place to start is actually volume. All right. Now, look, one thing I always say is, I like it when the 50-day average goes up, right? Like this thing that the 50-day average you can see was 26 million. All of a sudden, that 50-day average is 370 million, right? Like volume's going up. Yeah, for sure. But bad volume is what's been happening, right? Like we see this nice little pop and then an incredible dump off. 2 good days. Yeah, don't get me wrong. And yeah, it's crazy that this thing actually hit the billions of share. Like, it's crazy. I 100%. That said, I mean, this is a big sell-off. It is. And there has actually been more selling than buying despite these 2 big ones right here. I can see it. Like this day right here alone is 800 something million, right? So like a couple of these are taking this out. A couple of these are taking this one out. There's the like, I'm not liking the volume down here, The other thing that I just clearly see, and you hear me say it all the time, is look, bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. You go really far from the 8, you come to the 8. You go really far from the 8, you come to the 8. Sometimes you make a move, don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, this thing it's getting rejected by both, right? What really is the interesting thing was this day right here, and it's obviously going to be the first line that I make. So again, I looked at my phone. This day actually opens at 005 and goes up into the actual 1 cent world that we're sitting in. I'm opening my phone and going back to it real quick. Sorry, and I got to like zoom in and find it. It's so silly. I wish this thing had more decimals for real. It looks like it was this day. No, it's this day. Okay, so the close of the day was 0.011. Okay, this thing needs to get into 0.013. Okay, if you're gonna see 013, that's where I'll get interested, because that's what's going to make me believe maybe we're actually over the 20 moving average. Maybe we actually did escape this big candle. Maybe we can go from that 013 up into the 2 world. That's a big 50% move if it happens, okay? Believe me, I am not talking about this 4 cent, 5 cent, 50 moving average. No way. No way, not just yet. Way too early. Way too early. This 20 moving average is no joke. It is no joke. And again, we get over it. We do this silliness and then it just crashes, right? Otherwise, beyond this little insignificant moment of 4 random days, I'm being a little mean, but you get the point. This has been an impossibility of a line. And even this one doesn't count, right? Like, number 1, we don't even open above it. Number 2, we close all the way down here. Right? Like we open at 0.2, we close at the 0.1 number that you see on the green on top, right? So this orange line is no joke. Maybe it can sneak over it. Maybe it can take red, green, whole mess of nothing, into another green up to this. Maybe. Do I think we're running here? No, not yet. No, I think there's still a bit more that needs to get proved. And let me just be blunt. Today was a bad day. Today was minus 16. Today puts us under the 8 and the 20. Again, we've seen it. This thing lives under the 8 and the 20. So actually, more things are kind of telling me it wants to go back into the 006, 007 world than it does actually want to go into the 2 cent world, all right? I'm not liking this chart. This thing is a volume juggernaut. All right, that brought me a lot of attention to TTOO. That brought me a lot of attention to NVOS. At one time, it brought me a lot of attention to MULN, which I'm going to talk about later. Right, I don't like the way the volume is looking. I obviously hate a stock that doesn't know how to break the 8 and the 20 moving average. I mean, RSI is nothing special. MACD is actually still in the negative, and you can see it like barely even ever goes over it. Right, like it's been a good while, and all it has are these like little moments over it. It doesn't actually like go into the positive. So not liking the MACD, not liking the RSI, not liking the volume, worried about the moving averages. All 4 things are kind of telling me things aren't that good. Look, I think it's going up after hours, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's up, I think 10% the last time I saw it. I don't care about that. I think that's an easy way to get your hand stuck in the cookie jar. I think more bad things than good things are screening here. Look, again, I just said it on the daily, right? You go away from the 8, you come to the 8. You go away from the 8, we're kind of coming to the 8. I think we're going to go back away from the 8. I realize that this RSI is a very, very crazy low 7. That's a very, very crazy low 7 for sure. I've seen lower and crazier. This right here was a 2. You can see RSI 14, almost right in the middle, 2.7, 3.17, 3.6. This thing knows how to go lower and knows how to stay weeks lower, all right? I'm not liking bets. Let me know if you disagree. I'm not here to hate on your thoughts, for real, and I'm actually really curious about what the stock is. Otherwise, let's take a look at NKLA. So NKLA, look, again, I'm not here to talk about headlines most of the time, but I saw some really weird headlines about the CEO and you know, I don't want to sound foolish and like maybe I'm even thinking about a wrong stock, but like there were some weird headlines I think on NKLA. I'm actually using my phone to fact check myself because hey, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I am. There's so many tickers come my way, but something about the CEO? Nothing's coming up. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and not flip through the news. The one thing that popped out today was EV production headlines. And yeah, that's going to be important for sure, right? But my problem with today's headlines was it was about 2023. 2023 is old news. My calendar down there says 2024 already, right? Like 2023 is ancient history for the stock. The stock market cares about 2025, let alone 2024. You know what I mean? So I really wish the NKLA headlines were, hey, 2024 production updates are good, yay. That's what I wanted to see. All I'm reading are a whole mess of 2023 updates. And again, yeah, that's old news to me. You know what I mean? So let me know if you disagree on that. But I think that's a big fundamental part of what the rest of my thoughts are, right? So today's an interesting candle. You know I am not a candle shape trader. There are people that have no lines at all and move their money entirely on the shapes of the candles, whether it's back to back or by themselves, all right? I'm not one of those. But the one shape I respect is the doji. Small body with these crazy lines up and down, all right? Someone during the day today thought we were gonna break both the 8 and the 20 and it got as high as 86 cents over both those lines. Other people thought, no way, we should keep going lower and lower and head towards this 75 cent. You know what I mean? It decided, you know what, let's open at 0.8 and let's close at 0.8 and let's just wait for tomorrow. This to me is a big sign of uncertainty, and generally the day after the doji is pretty telling, okay? I think it was interesting that it came on the news day, but yeah, again, to me, I don't think the news was good enough to think we're gonna get to 85, 86, maybe higher, okay? I'm actually believing that we're gonna be heading down, all right? Now, the one reason I'm zooming out, dang, there's not a lot. So you can argue we've used this 75 cent line now a couple times, all right? So we actually did lose it here, right? This was a doji moment and it took us up. Not quite the same doji moment. You can see the doji is almost on the line right there, right? This one's just a little bit higher. But yeah, this has been an interesting little line here. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm a believer in this line. I think we're going to lose it. I don't like this RSI. I actually don't like a MACD that's in the negative. And overall, I'm just really not liking this volume, especially since this gap down right here that we saw on this early December move. But I am seeing way more red sell days than green buy days. And I mean, minus today, it actually looked like the selling was like picking up. You know what I mean? So I think I'm seeing way more. Obviously, we're under all 5 moving averages too, right? I haven't even mentioned that. But yeah, NKLA, I'm not liking this chart, and I'm just not a believer on today's headline. I don't think it has enough juice to carry it. And again, I think a lot of the reason is because it's old news. Make me believe that your upcoming numbers are going to be great. Make me believe that you have confidence in your Q2 guidance, in your Q3 guidance, in your total 24 guidance, right? Don't talk about 2023 anymore. And that really isn't just NKLA specific. Any stock that tries to throw some 2023 juice, no. That just kind of, to me, makes me feel you don't have anything to squeeze for 24, you know? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you disagree. If we're under all the moving averages on the daily, you know we're under all the moving averages on the weekly. That's not a good RSI at all. Again, we're still on negative MACD. And yeah, I'm seeing bad volume picking up. I am. Obviously, that's a little bit of an outlier, but yeah, I think there's more bad than good on this NKLA chart. Let me know if you disagree. You know I'm not here to spread fear or hate on your thoughts, right? So this, I don't think, is going to take too long, okay? There are a few things I stress on any stock. I don't care if it's a meme stock. I don't care if it's a blue chip stock. I don't care anything in between, all right? When you lose an all-time low support line, bad things happen, all right? What does that mean? Let me look at the weekly chart. It's way easier to see. There is nothing below that 611 line. That 4 something line and that 3 something line, those are actually lines from before the split happened, okay? This 611 is the end of the line for AMC. Once that 611 line was lost, there's no surprise in my head that we get a near 10% loss yesterday, followed by another 5% loss today. I always say, look, there's no guarantee of what happens, but I always assume you're going to lose 20% after you lose all-time lows, then you're going to lose another 20%, then you're going to lose another 20%, then you're going to lose another 20%, until for no reason at all, the hand of God comes down from the heavens to save you, all right? No offense to the religious, but it takes a true miracle to bring you out of all, because again, I can't draw any lines. There's no support. There's nothing for me to say, all right, you know what? Maybe we'll actually bounce right here, right? Like there's no reasons for me to draw a line, and this is a bad place to have your money. You don't want your money under all 5 moving averages. You don't want your money under all-time lows. The phrase catching a falling knife is a stock just falling and falling and falling into that black hole abyss of all-time lows, all right? I am not here to spread fear. I am not here to tell you I'm not even telling you to buy or sell, right? This is a scary place for your money. It's for sure something I have no problem saying. That's an easy opinion to hold and say loudly, all right? Again, I imagine this is going to lose 20%. Losing 20% basically means $1.20, which basically means that's going to put this thing in the $4 world, right? After we go into that $4 world, then let's call it a high $4, whatever. I imagine we're going to lose 80 cents and take us into the low $4. If we do it again, we're going to lose another 80 cents and take us into the 320 world. Like, I just see these 20-cent chunks going away and away, and it's a dangerous place, all right? So AMC, that's what it looks like on the daily. That's what it looks like on the weekly. The last thing you want to do is lose all-time low support, all right? Maybe, sorry, that's the hourly. Maybe what will happen, because we see it often, you fall away from the 8, you come to the 8. We've fallen away from the 8. Maybe we'll try to make a little recovery to the 8. Believe me, we can just fall, get close, keep falling, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I am not liking this one, to say the least, all right? Coming into Mullen, I haven't looked here in a while. Interesting. All right, what am I seeing? Kind of the same thing, right? Like the 8 and the 20 has been the entire story here. There's been moments where we've been riding it. There's been moments when we've been peeking over it. There's been moments when we've been peeking over it. There's been moments when we've been peeking over it. What ends up happening, and it's now happened how many times? It's now happened once. It's now happened twice. You can argue that's a third one. It's happened 4 times. It's happened 5 times. It's happened 6 times. We're now at the 7th one. What am I counting? There are times when the 8 and the 20 get super close to each other, super close, seemingly close enough for it to break up. No, 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 we're just going to come back down. We get super, super close, super close, super close. No, 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 we're just going to come back down. Super close. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Where are we again? We're super close. We're super close. We are. There's a reason to believe that this thing can squeeze out of that and come all the way up here to 18 something. I'm not going to lie to you, man. We've seen it so many times. It's hard to swallow the pill and believe. We're just coming off another 1 for 100 reverse split, right? Like the 8 and the 20 has been the entire story here. And until the stock gives me some reason to believe otherwise, I'm not having it, right? Maybe there's a reason to set an alert around 1430. Maybe if you break 1430, there's a good run to that 1718 section. I don't think it's worth buying and holding until we get over the 50 moving average sitting at 1832. I think that's going to be our line. 1871 is actually that line that I drew. 1830 to 1871, I think that's kind of the money line range. Again, there's an argument to be made that around 14 you can make yourself. I'll set an alert. I'll do it. Why not? I'd be curious to see if we can do it, because again, going from 14 to 18, that's roughly more than a 20% move, because we're adding more than $3, right? So that wouldn't be too shabby for sure. Do I think we're going to get over that 50? Nah, come on, get out of here. Look at it. We haven't even touched that. Haven't touched it since right here, right? Since February of last year, coming on a year, right? So mullen, bad things. And really quickly, let's end it with this. Oh, I just drew that. I was about to do something silly. But look, the way I draw, I'm going to lower this line because that's basically, the way I draw my all-time low supports, it's generally the bottom of a big one, right? So let me just go to AMC. Let me show you where I drew. Nope, not ANMC, AMC, okay? That 611, damn, there wasn't even a big candle to draw it for. It was basically an insignificant one. You can argue that that might have even been the line. Whatever. I'm not going to make the point I wanted to. It's not going to translate well. It happens. Life happens. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, even if you completely disagree, all right? Otherwise, hey, thank you for the time. Thank you, thank you.